Mr. Director, is do you know that it is a crime to lie to Congress? Do you know that? That's my last question.
I have not lied to Congress.
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you.
Do you?
And
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next.
You still haven't answered my final question. Do you know, Mr. Director, that it is a crime to lie to Congress? Do you know that?
I do not lie to Congress.
I didn't ask you that.
And you're insane.
And that extremely troubling.
I find it troubling that you lie to the American people every day.
You are a disgrace, Mr. Director.
This is not just another argument in the Senate. This is the director of the FBI being confronted on camera over political firings, agents with critical expertise, deportation operations, and allegedly false statements made before Congress. Chris Van Hollen asked one simple question. Did Kash Patel know that lying to Congress is a crime? He could have answered with one word, but he did not. He deflected. He attacked. He accused. He tried to turn a question about his own conduct into a personal war against the senator asking it. And that is exactly why this moment is so serious. Because when the man leading the FBI runs from a direct question about lying, that is not a defense. It is a warning. And the first clip shows exactly where his defense began to collapse.
First of all, is that true?
The article, just like all the other articles you cited, is false. And there's ongoing litigation, so I can't address it.
Okay. You did answer Senator Coons, and I understood your answer to be that the people that were fired, that none of them were part of the group that had Iran expertise. Is that your answer?
No, he asked if they were Iran experts. I said they were not.
Were the group fired? Did it include people who were Iran experts?
No.
Did it include people who were involved in counter-espionage activities with respect to Iran?
I don't have the list in front of me.
So you don't know whether or not you fired people with counter-espionage experience with respect to Iran. You don't know the answer to that question.
I terminated anyone and everyone that weaponized law enforcement.
I see. So it was related, obviously, to the classified documents case. So
that's not what I said.
Well, Director Patel, I understood you to say in response to Senator Murray that you've not redirected FBI resources toward the immigration enforcement effort.
That's not what I said.
Okay. Have you redirected resources away from your core FBI responsibilities toward the mass deportation effort?
No one at the FBI has been permanently reassigned on the immigration front, and when we pull the numbers, the FBI's overall operational field expenditures surged periodically for immigration enforcement activities, including the arrest of 2,000 people with direct ties to foreign terrorist organizations, was 2.4%.
So, okay. So the key word there, I guess, was permanently. You have not permanently reassigned. Is that what you reassigned temporarily?
Surges, yes, sir.
Okay. Have you had a chance to listen to or read about Brian Driscoll's statements about what you said to him and the reasons for his firing?
No, I have not, sir.
Pay attention to the pattern. The question was about agents with counterintelligence experience involving Iran. Patel tried to answer a different question. He talked only about whether they were officially classified as Iran experts. That is not the same thing. And when the senator pressed him, when he asked about actual operational experience, the answer suddenly changed. Now the director of the FBI did not have the list. Now he did not know. Now he could not confirm it. But somehow he knew enough to accuse every person he fired of weaponizing law enforcement. That is the contradiction. He cannot tell Congress what strategic expertise may have been ripped out of the Bureau, but he can condemn every one of those agents with a rehearsed political slogan. That is not transparency. That is a justification manufactured after the decision was already made. And it did not stop there. When Patel was asked whether FBI resources had been redirected into Donald Trump's mass deportation operation, he hid behind one word: permanently. The question was not whether agents had been transferred forever. The question was whether FBI resources had been pulled away from the Bureau's core mission. And after narrowing the definition, rejecting the senator's wording, and trying to avoid the point, Patel finally admitted it. There were temporary surges. Agents were redirected. Resources were used. First, he changes the definition. Then he denies the accusation. Finally, he admits only the smallest piece he can no longer hide. That is the strategy. Do not answer the question that was asked. Answer a safer question. Replace facts with political accusations. And when Van Hollen turns the confrontation toward the central issue, the credibility of the man running the FBI, the mask comes off completely. The next clip does not show a director calmly accounting for his actions. It shows a man cornered by his own answers, attacking everyone around him because he cannot defend them.
No, I have not, sir.
So let me just say this, Mr. Director. In your response to me earlier, where you had a little bit of a blow-up, you made a couple provably false statements.
So did you.
No, Mr. Director, I was reading about and asking you to respond to allegations that are made. In fact, I was giving you an opportunity to do that, and you took that opportunity. But in the process, you made these provably false statements that I know are sort of like urban legend in right-wing media about margaritas in El Salvador, which is provably false. And so coming from the mouth of an FBI director to make provably false statements in a hearing like this is extremely troubling. And it leads me to ask whether or not the other things you've been saying are false statements. And so because that's a provably false statement. You made a couple others that are provably false. And this is from the mouth of the FBI director.
The only
So
one that made false statements is you.
My final question to you, Mr. Director, is do you know that it is a crime to lie to Congress? Do you know that? That's my last question.
I have not lied to Congress.
I didn't
The only
ask
one
you
that
that.
lied to Congress is you.
Do you?
And
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go, lying again. You suggested
the
that was-
FEC report. I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was
Hang on.
public. It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, two things. I'm glad that you have agreed to take the test regarding, whether you have alcohol problems. I'm glad you agreed with me to do that. You still haven't answered my final question. Do you know, Mr. Director, that it is a crime to lie to Congress? Do you know that?
I do not lie to Congress.
I didn't ask you that.
And you're insinuating that I am
I
because
asked you whether you know.
You want to correct your time in this session where you got steamrolled by the facts so you can have a Twitter narrative so
Mr.
you can go
Director.
raise more money and spend more money on $7,000 bar tabs.
Just let the
and
record
I'm not
show,
gonna give
Mr.
it to
Chairman.
you.
The Director of the FBI apparently does not want to answer the question about whether or not it's a crime to lie to Congress, and I find that extremely troubling.
I find it troubling that you lie to the American
with
people
law
every
enforcement.
day.
You are a disgrace, Mr. Director.
Not
and
nearly as big
the
as
fact that you can't answer that question, that concludes my questioning, Mr. Chairman, but I'm obviously very troubled.
The question was asked once, then it was asked again. Did the director of the FBI know that lying to Congress is a crime? Kash Patel never answered. He said he did not lie, but that was not the question. He attacked the senator, but that was not the question. He talked about a bar tab. He talked about Twitter. He talked about fundraising, but the question remained exactly the same, and he kept running from it. This is where the defense collapses. A man confident in the facts answers. A man committed to the truth explains. A director worthy of the office does not need to turn a Senate hearing into a personal attack just to escape one elementary question. Patel did not produce documents. He did not fully explain the firings. He did not clarify whether the FBI lost agents with strategic expertise involving Iran. He did not deny that Bureau resources were used in immigration operations. And when his own credibility was put on trial, he abandoned any appearance of institutional responsibility. This reveals something much bigger than a fight between two men. It reveals what happens when political loyalty invades an agency that is supposed to answer to the Constitution. Questions become attacks. Oversight becomes persecution. Authority stops answering to the public and starts demanding obedience. Van Hollen did not call him a disgrace because of one isolated sentence. He said it because, when faced with a chain of direct questions, the director of the FBI chose evasion, accusation, and spectacle. This is not leadership. This is power without accountability. And a director who runs from the truth cannot be trusted to defend it.